You've missed, my friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today with another episode and indeed a whole new season here on Encounter Roleplay. This is episode 1 of City of Mist, the Larkspur sequence. Welcome, everybody. We've got the full cast and crew with us today, so let's go around the cast and crew. Let's figure out who we are and who we're playing today. So let's start with our keeper, our MC for the night, Metaman. So, Meta, how are you doing?
I'm great, guys. I'm a little bit nervous because I have no idea what's going to happen with this crew. But I'm doing good. I'm really excited. This is my first time GMing, aka MCing for City of Mist. I've played in the system for several months now, and I love it. So I'm really excited to show you guys my take on it and tell you a cool story. So yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter and on Twitch. So thanks.
Great stuff, great stuff. We also have Scraticus with us tonight. Scrat, you're looking very dapper tonight. How are you doing?
I am doing very, very well. I'm looking forward to playing this character. Very different from my usual Thursday with Fergus. Instead, I will be playing Dr. Hezekiah Shaw, who's going to be very pleased to meet you all.
Turning that creep factor up to 100. I like it. I like it. Great stuff. Thank you, Scrat. We also have with us Tommy, Imperative Penguin. Tommy, how you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good. I'm glad it's Thursday again. I will apologize in advance if you hear a very loud boom and a very unmanly scream. We're having severe thunderstorms today, and luckily our glass is shatterproof. I will be playing Shiyu. He's a social worker in the city. He is also the second son of the head of the Park family, a very illustrious family of the city, head of a large corporation known as the Eugen Group. He's a bit of the black sheep of the family. He's definitely going. He's definitely got to his rebellious phase and stayed there. And he's a real nice guy, and hopefully let's see if he stays that way.
I don't trust anything Tommy says about his characters now, because last time he was like, "Oh, you guys gonna really get along with my character," and created the Antichrist. So we'll see about that. I'm not taking your word for it. But thank you, Tommy. We also have with us Sheepdog42. Sheepy, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, I'm Sheepdog, and I'm playing Jack Fantastic, who is a celebrity stunt double, currently working for Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's amazing. Cannot wait to meet him. We also have with us Anna. Anna, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing all right. And I'm going to be playing Lena Ridley. She's actually an owner of a coffee shop, not a bar. I spazzed out. And that's it. That's all you'll know for now.
Very descriptive. I like it.
Nailed it.
But the mystery is excellent. Great stuff. As for myself, I will be playing Russell Gibbs, who is a policeman. So he's a bobby on the streets of the city, and he's here to fight crime and shoot some people, preferably. He likes shooting people, but that's a problem. But we'll get into more about our characters, I'm sure, as we actually dive into the game. Before we do, I'm ready, guys, with a couple of things. First of which, we're sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, which means that all of the stuff that you'll be seeing throughout today on the maps, the tokens, the handouts, the rolls, all that good stuff, we'll be using Fantasy Grounds. You can go over to their website, you can try it out for like $3. Actually, there's a free demo on Steam. You can try it out if you like it. You can buy it, so you can try before you buy. And of course, we're also sponsored by dndice.co.uk. Go over to their website and save yourself 5% off on all of their beautiful, sexy dice. by using the coupon code Encounter Roleplay at checkout, which is on all of their products, including their dice trays, which are looking really nice. I got some new ones on there. Highly suggest you check those out. And of course, we're sponsored by WaylandGames.co.uk, who sell a whole line of beautiful miniatures from Dungeons and Dragons to Warhammer Fantasy to Age of Sigmar. They do Magic the Gathering cards. You can get 20% off RRP over there on WaylandGames.co.uk. So go check those guys out. And of course, most importantly today, we're sponsored by City of Mist. You can go over to cityofmist.co, !City of Mist, and you can check it out. They've got really great deals on the books over there. When you buy actually, I can show you guys in a second now. I think I have a box of City of Mist books that have just arrived. You get a free PDF when you do so, and there's a bunch of free downloads on the site. And hopefully this game will speak for itself, and you guys will enjoy it as we go throughout today's game. Of course, you can interact with today's show, as per usual. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button and join us. 20 followers, viewer decision where you get to screw up the party. And of course, here's a tweet for you guys as well. 20 retweets, viewer decision, and you guys can help us out or hurt us if you so desire. And of course, you can donate to affect the game by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. So have fun with it. And without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Metamancer to take us into the Larkspur sequence. Meta, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Will. All right, guys. So today we start off in an interesting scene that I'm going to take you guys into. And through the process, I'll ask you guys to describe things as they happen. So we're going to start with the city as this, a camera kind of pans through and brings us into a very dark room. And in this room, there doesn't appear to be any ambient light whatsoever. No sounds are coming from this area. However, we find that our friend, and in this case, our friend Jack, who opens his eyes and sees very little, but just enough looking and paying attention to a small box that sits atop a pedestal in front of him. And it says, "Open me."
So, okay. I'll open the box.
Fantastic. You go to open the box, and a spotlight turns on above you, illuminating a small percentage of the area around, as another light flickers to the side. Shaw, you see this light turn on and see a figure, but you can't quite make out the way that they are, who they are. Just see it slightly to the side of you. But in front of you, you see a pedestal with a book on it that says, "Read me." Oh, you're muted.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Oh.
Turns off camera.
Peace out.
Can't go on muted. God damn it, I'm out. So he will look at the book. He'll pick it up. I guess it can't hurt. He'll turn to page 1.
All right. You open the book, and the moment you do, there's no text inside, but the spotlight on your area lights up, and the ambient starts to flicker to another area. And Lena, you are in this other area. You too see 2 figures that you can't quite make out. You don't know who they are. Shaw and Jack, you also cannot see who is in these other areas. Just that the figures are there. It's very blurred vision, and the colors in the room are starting to emit now, and they're varying of neon colors of blues and purples and greens. Lena, in front of you, there is a pedestal, and there is a coffee on there with a little tag on the side that says, "Drink me."
Interesting. Okay, I look around, just very weary, and I'll approach the cup of coffee, but before doing so, I'll just say, "Hello? Is anybody there?"
You're not even getting an echo. It's almost like the sound is dampened. Shaw and Jack, you do not hear anything. You do see a figure that is there kind of moving around.
Okay. Then I'll approach the cup of coffee and I'll smell it first. I'll look underneath the cup and then I'll drink it.
Okay.
Take a
As
sip.
you drink it, it tastes like the best coffee that you have ever made. And when you do that, that spotlight around you turns on and then flickers on the next room. Gibbs. In front of you is a pedestal. There is a donut and there is a card that says, "Eat me."
I eat the donut.
Fantastic. Spotlight turns on in your area and flickers on the last remaining room as you see spotlights encircling one section, and the middle of the room is still dark. In the final room, Shiyu, there is a card on a pedestal in front. The only words that you see, "Help me," and an arrow that points upward.
Shiyu will grab the card and look upwards.
As you do this, you look up, and the final spotlight illuminates the center of the room. There is a body, but you can't tell who it is. And the room goes dark again as lights begin to flash with neon colors now fully emitting across. And when everything stops and goes completely black, we are actually going to start at another part of the day as we transition back to earlier that morning. And we start with Jack. Tell us about your morning routine. What did you do earlier that day as you're picking up the mail that's been delivered to your place?
So, Jack probably would get up and immediately do his morning workout, you know, like jump out of bed and in his boxes, like push-ups and crunches and things like that. And then I'd say probably before heading out to go look for work or go to an audition, he'd probably head to the gym and, you know, yeah, go do a proper workout at the gym afterwards.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that maybe in the mail that you've been expecting, perhaps? No? It's okay.
No, I
if you
don't
say
think so, no.
Okay, cool. So you're going to shuffle through the last of your things before you put everything down. One thing that you do take notice of is that there's a strange blue envelope, but there's no signature or anything, and there's nothing inside. It's just a blue envelope. It's not even a stamp. It's like it's been hand delivered.
Okay. Is it like addressed to me?
Yes, it's addressed to you.
Weird. All right. Well, I'll just like, you know, absentmindedly like slip it in my back pocket and.
Awesome. All right. So where do you head first? Or what do you do when you're leaving? Is it like, or what kind of place do you live in? An apartment, or what are your surroundings like?
Yeah, it'd probably be like a fairly small apartment, like a bit pokey. Although it's one of those places that looks a bit nicer than it actually is from the outside, you know? Like
Okay.
you get into it and it's a bit bare and everything, but yeah.
Fair enough.
And I'd say probably like stop off for some kind of swanky coffee place, you know, on the way to
That's
the gym and
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. So actually, as you're making your way, you're going to be going over to Lena's shop. Which, Lena, tell us a little bit about your morning. What's your prep like? Tell us about your shop.
Sure. So my morning actually starts off in my loft. I didn't mention earlier, but my parents are retired. They're very well off, and they ended up inheriting, or Lena ended up inheriting a coffee shop, which was theirs before, or her mom's. But Lena's morning, she wakes up, she puts on the Shins, the song Australia, if you don't know. Very specific here.
Okay.
Yeah, and she'll wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and shower, all that, and then go straight to work. Her coffee shop is actually called the Misty. I don't know. We're calling it that.
Okay.
We're rolling with
Perfect.
it. And this coffee shop is basically full of big windows. You walk in, it's brick walls. Imagine the most hipster coffee shop ever, and that's basically it. So there are a lot of plants and cute little things like a golden accent, white tables, like marble tables. So when she gets to work, her best friend Chloe, she's English, and I walk in and be like, "Hey Chloe, good morning." And I go to the back, I grab some papers, kind of look over what her schedule for today is, and then I just walk right in front to help out and make coffee.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So you said the Misty, is that correct?
The Misty, yeah. Or the Mist.
I
Let's
just wanted
call
to
it the Mist.
The Mist.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just writing it down so we can reference it. Okay, cool. So your morning starts off pretty simple. When you arrive to the shop, there's also a few pieces of mail waiting for you, and you see a blue envelope, and it's addressed to you, but there's no stamp, no return address, and there's nothing inside.
There's nothing inside the envelope?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's weird. I make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah. No, nothing. Like no papers. Like nothing is stuck. There's no stickers or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it appears it was like hand delivered, and like left with the rest of your mail.
Okay. If there's nothing in there, I'll just toss it in the trash.
Okay. Great.
Just people wasting my time again.
Gosh darn solicitors trying to find new ways to do things. There's no information. Okay. Awesome. So the next person that we're going to go swing over to in this is going to be Dr. Shaw. Tell us a little bit about your morning routine.
Dr. Shaw will wake up at 5:30 p.m. with his alarm, 5:30 a.m. with his alarm, as of every morning. He'll check his suit is still hanging, pressed and clean, and put on some trainers and some shorts and go for a short jog. When he returns from the jog, he too will check his post. There'll be a number of letters there. Any of them that have final payment due stamped on them, he will put on a little pin board by the door. The rest he will shred.
Okay. When you're going through... Oh, sorry. You're not...
Carry on.
Go ahead. I was going to say, when you're going through the mail, as you're about to shred, you notice a blue envelope addressed to you, unstamped, no return address, and nothing inside.
Sort of consider it for a moment. Maybe check several times to make sure it is empty. And then put it in the shredder with the rest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then he'll get dressed, put on his suit, put on his doctor's aprons, and make his way down to his surgery, where he'll meet Pamela, his secretary, and just take his agenda for the day, any patients he has, if he has any.
Yeah. So Pamela sends you a text message. Hey, I need some help. I'm over by the Mist, and I lost some paperwork at the shop, but nobody's here helping me. I really need you to come and look for these with me.
You useless woman. And very, very disgruntled by this change in procedure, this change in his schedule, he will begin a healthy paced walk towards the Mist rather than his practice.
Sounds good. All right, you're gonna make your way there, and we're gonna swing over to Gibbs, who is going to be telling us a little bit about his morning routine.
Everybody wakes up at about like 5 a.m. having, like, he's still in his like clothes from last night, where he just like fell into the bed a couple of hours ago. He wakes up before his wife, Jane, and like kisses her on the forehead, and blearily wakes up, makes himself a black coffee, goes into his kid's room, and sort of ruffles the hair of his son James and his daughter Emily. Suits up and tries to like freshen himself up a little bit, like straightens the scruffy tie, walks out with the black coffee, revolver in the holster, and probably heads to the station.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like in the city. If I'm a department, like a small department one, or if there's like a major department in the city, he would go in there to see what he's up to today. Probably paperwork.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you arrive to work, and the commissioner's already in a bad mood. And he's been visiting your police chief, and they very obviously have been having an argument about something. And the police chief comes out and he starts tasking some of the other detectives nearby and the other police officers with some work that needs to be done. And he comes over to you and, all right, Gibbs, we've got a little bit of a problem right now. I need you to take 2 of the officers with you. There's been complaints over on Broad Street by the what's it called? Oh God, the Mist and one of the residential areas there, and something about something violent. We're not sure exactly what's going on. But the commissioner's here, breathing down my neck.
Some kind of trouble?
I don't know. There's been talk about some of the gangs working in that area, trying to cash in on some of the more wealthy groups, and I think that they're trying to make a move on that front, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just muscle.
I'll try and get the commissioner off your back. I'll take a couple of the guys over and see what we can find.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just let me know what's happening so I can give him an update. He's going to be calling my office every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Presumably we have like walkie-talkies or something like that,
Yeah, he's just tasking a bunch of people. The commissioner is just leaving in a huff, essentially. Like it's very obvious that the police chief is being complacent, but in a very fine, I'll do it because I have to kind of thing. And there's no actual evidence that was brought forward. It was just the commissioner coming in like, you have to go do this thing because I said so.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And that happens fairly often, but today of all days, he appears to be very adamant about the fact, and it's not really a discussion and much more a kind of forced focus, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take the car around with a couple of people and see what we can dig up over there.
Awesome. Okay. So you're going to be on your way over there for a little bit. Let's swing over to Shiyu. Shiyu, tell us a little bit about your morning routine.
Shiyu, and we'll just call him you for short. It's a little bit easier to handle there. You gets up, fairly early, 7, 8 a.m. and he spends about an hour. Now he lives in a sort of a warehouse loft apartment style apartment, along with his good friend Zari, who's been up for like 3 hours already and is like on her way out. He says goodbye, and he takes about an hour taking care of the multitude of flowers and plants that he's growing sort of along one of those warehouse windows. He's got a little bonsai tree that he likes to trim and all that. And, he's got his morning routine taking care of the flowers. And then after that, he starts to get himself ready for the day. He obviously showers. He's very careful to not get his you has long galaxy dyed hair. It is very extra, and so he's very careful to take care of it properly. And gets dressed up. He takes time to pick out his clothes because he's very fashion, sensible. Picks out sort of a long linen vest type with a hood, and he sets out. And I think that he, I think that he's also a morning coffee kind of guy. But I think he also tends to meet with clients of the sort at coffee shops as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, would you say that you know Lena well because you frequent that location?
I would say that we are acquaintances to a certain sense. Like we probably know each other's names. He says hi. Sort of like if you go to a local coffee shop regularly, but you don't spend so much time there that you are friends with them, but you're acquaintances, I would say.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, cool. So, yeah, you're going to be on your way out, and as you kind of pass through some of the items that you know, your keys and all this other stuff, there's been an envelope that's been left there for you, addressed to you, and it's also a blue envelope, no return address, and it appears that there is nothing inside.
He'll look at it for like a minute. Like, and then he'll just pocket it and then head out.
Okay, sounds good. So you're gonna make your way to the coffee shop, and as you arrive, there's some activity with the police nearby. There's a police car, squad car, kind of parked off to the side, and appears that there's some investigation near, but not inside of the coffee shop, but right by it. And this is strange, as there's not a high criminal activity in this area. This is actually a really nice neighborhood, and it's relatively quiet. Lena, you had also noticed that the squad car has arrived. You could see it through your wonderful windows as the squad car parks off to the side. And one of the detectives, you've seen them before in like the papers and stuff like that. His name is Detective Gibbs. And he works a lot with like the gang crimes and things like that. So that you would recognize him from some of the stories that were made more like recently public about crime fighting against the gangs that have been taking over, like the blue collar district and things like that. So this is what you notice. Jack, fantastic. You arrive at the coffee shop about the same time as the squad car gets there. And you notice this as well. Again, it's back to because you are familiar with the area. It seems a little strange, out of place, but maybe you pass it off as like maybe they're just here for coffee. Who knows? So I'll let you guys kind of jump into the sequence where you and Jack, you guys both walk into the coffee shop. Lena, you're already in the process of making some different cups of coffee, and you've got clients that are kind of coming up, having chats with you for the more regulars, being very friendly. Everybody's very generous with their tips, which keeps your employees happy as well. And so that's kind of where we have the scene right now.
Okay. I'll go to my best friend Chloe and be like, did something happen this morning before I got in?
I don't think so. I don't know. There was nothing like mentioned in the press or anything like that. So I don't know. Have they come in for coffee maybe?
And then I look at the line, and then they are in line, or the detective is in line, or he's outside?
No, the detective's outside.
Okay, got it. Okay. That's odd. I hope everything's okay. And then I'll continue making coffee.
Yeah, so Chloe kind of just like looks outside and is appearing to be pretty concerned about the police car. And she gets a strange feeling, kind of like has like almost like that shivering effect, like her body tenses up a little bit. And you see her, and you also get that feeling at the back of your neck, like the hairs on your neck stand up. And as you experience this, you have a strange moment of these like neon light color flashes, just for like a brief second, but you do notice It's like the way that when you look into the sun, the light kind of blinds you for a moment. It has the spots. It's like that, but with the neon colors. And then it just goes away.
And this is the
I'd like
first
to
time
think
that's ever happened?
Oh, what?
Go for it.
I was gonna say, I'd like to think that as your vision comes back, at that point, it's you standing in front of you, and he's very, he's very extra. He is. You wouldn't call him handsome. You'd call him very beautiful. Is what I would say.
Like a K-pop
much
boy?
Yes, literally K-pop boy. So much softer features.
Yeah.
And he's smiling at you. He's like, "Morning, Lena. How?
Hey.
Little busy out there today, huh?"
Just a bit. Do you know what happened out there? Also, by the way, I didn't mention that Lena has very short, like lavenderish hair. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm the worst.
Yeah, we've probably
that's great.
definitely traded hair care tips.
Oh yeah, I for sure did.
He's like, "Yeah, no, I don't know. They were here when I got here. The usual today though, which would be something with lots of foam.
On it.
Lots of foam. I don't know, like a half skinny caramel macchiato with like, I don't know.
I make like the most beautiful like swan on top of it. Here you go.
Hey,
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, and you always tips very well, like $10 to $20.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot
he's
for
like,
coffee. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wealthy family and all, right?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, "Oh, well, I hope it's nothing bad. You haven't seen anyone hanging around here recently that would..."
Not that I know of. But you know what? There's something that isn't right, and I'm just gonna go take a peek. Let me or Chloe know if you need anything, and
Okay.
I'll be right back. And I go to I'm still inside of my shop, just through the window. I kind of peek over to see if there's anything.
She might see
yes.
me going out of the car at this point.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, Gibbs, you're probably getting out of the car at this point. You've done whatever you needed to inside of the squad car to notify that you're on the scene, etc. You'll notice that the other police officers have already started canvassing and started setting up some kind of a perimeter, just to make sure that nobody's trying to interfere with where you guys are currently investigating. You'll also notice Lena. You'll also see this is that there is a woman. She has appeared to have dropped a bunch of paperwork, and the wind is now blowing it across the sidewalk, and she's scrambling, and she looks like a secretary, and she's got kind of pencil skirt and a jacket. She's not insanely well dressed, but enough to she obviously does some kind of blue collar work, and so she's scrambling in her heels, trying to pick up these papers as they're being blown across by the wind, seemingly incessant and just constantly. She'll grab one and then the wind comes again and blows the rest that she just got next to. So it's just this scrambling attempt to pick up these papers. As Dr. Shaw arrives, you see Pamela scrambling to pick up paperwork that has now been strewn across the sidewalk.
I'll probably go and help her too.
Okay.
Pick up those papers.
Dr. Shaw will not help. He will walk over, probably directly to Pamela, and be like, What papers were they? Are they important?
Dr. Shaw, I'm so sorry. No, they're not patient files. No, nothing confidential. They were just the notes that you asked me to take, and I'm so sorry. I dropped it. It was the coffee, and I spilled it all over, just everywhere. I'm so sorry.
We will talk about this later.
Oh, thank you, Miss. She is the proprietor of that establishment. She's wonderful coffee, Mr. Shaw, Dr. Shaw. You should really have some. It's delicious. I can get you a cup if you'd like.
No, I don't drink coffee. Caffeine is bad for the system.
We have tea.
And decaf.
Perhaps a weak tea.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Would you like some honey in it?
No, thank you. Rots the teeth.
Lena's really
you know.
creeped out.
Yeah.
What's that?
Rots the teeth.
She'll, like,
So you
yeah.
have successfully picked up these papers, and she's got like just bundles of paperwork, just like spilling out. Just she's a mess. She's a mess.
Yeah. After I like gave her the papers, I'm gonna go back inside and get that tea.
Dr. Shaw, could you just for a moment just hold I know that you don't like coffee, you don't have to drink it, but you could just hold that for me for just one moment. I appreciate it.
I will do this for you, Pamela. You'll take the coffee. Do you always drink caffeine in the morning? This could explain why you're so skittish.
No. I just strange morning. I was not even expecting my niece is having a birthday, and my sister says that she has to bring her over to my place, and I'm not ready for children. It's just okay. So I'm gonna get these filed away when we get back, and everything will be just fine.
What is going on over here? And he'll point at the police
don't-
cars.
I don't know. I was gathering my paperwork, and then the police showed up. I thought I had done something like jaywalking or something, but no, they didn't come to arrest me or anything. So I don't know.
So Hezekiah would probably walk across and see if, probably try and seek out maybe the detective and just, officer, tell me, are you in need of a doctor?
So to describe Russell Gibbs for a moment, he looks every bit the sort of worn out cop. He is probably like 40, but he probably looks more 50 just due to like the hours that he works. He's completely overworked. So he's got like heavy bags under his eyes. He does not look like well dressed as mentioned. He's probably just, readjusted his tie from the yesterday's kind of clothes. The gun on his hip and sort of looking around, squinting in the light of the sun as it's starting to rise around here. No, we don't need a doctor. We're here to check out the place. You seen any disturbances around here? Sorry, do you work here?
No, I do not work here. No, I don't think I've seen any disturbances.
Okay, that's good. We're just gonna take a look around. Do you know where the proprietor might be?
I believe I was just talking to her. She's gone to fetch me a cup of tea.
All right. I think Gibbs gives him this sort of like slightly odd look. He's probably used to sort of, assessing people quite swiftly. Having to be a cop. So he's probably like, okay, this guy's a bit weird, but harmless. He's like, okay, all right, I'll go in then. See ya.
Yeah. All right, good. So you're gonna make your way in. Jack, I realized that we skipped over you. I'm sorry. I meant to say if you were ordering, you were probably doing it while Lena had been helping this other woman. So you're ordering from Chloe. What would you like to get for coffee this morning?
I assume I don't really know coffee, so probably the douchiest Hollywood style coffee that's available.
Do you want to be like a basic?
Frappuccino?
Yeah.
Possibly with kale in it. I don't know. Like
Kale.
that's something healthy. Got to stay in shape.
Oh, gross.
All right, yeah, we have some healthy options for you. Chloe will help you.
Yeah.
Like the
Chloe
20
kind of
word
just
order
like
for a simple coffee.
Since you come here often, Chloe's used to your ridiculous requests, but she always just kind of gives you like the eye roll after she's turned away. But you can almost feel it as you know how you react on things. You can feel the like. And she's like, she's putting on the forced smile in this regard. And so she finishes making your drink and kind of gives it to you and gives you a smile and says, "Thank you, come again." And she's gonna signal to Lena that she's gonna be right back. And she goes to walk. She's taking out the trash. The trash has gotten a little bit full at this point. You guys have been very busy today so far. And so she grabs the trash and she goes around the back to take it outside. And in this moment, everybody, you hear a scream. And Lena, you know it's Chloe because she just went out there. It's like this fearful emission, right? And she runs back in. She doesn't have the trash in her hand anymore, and she looks up, and then all of a sudden, all that like feared emotion disappears from her, and she just goes about her business. God damn it!
Okay.
Scared the crap out of me.
Wait,
I was like,
Okay.
this button and see what happens.
Okay, who gave Will
what does
a
this
button?
button do?
Who gave
Give
Will a
it
button?
that button.
This technology. If
So
I
she
hear a
just-
scream, I'm going. You know, I'm a
Yeah.
cop on the scene, so he, you know, kind of like hand on pistol, you know, signals in to the guys in the car. You know, we gotta check this out. Runs over.
Yep.
You
But
will
did you
also
s-
run to where he hears the scream.
Sure.
Wait,
Would also feel duty bound to run towards the scream.
did you say
Okay.
she walks in and then she's acting like normal?
Yeah, completely calm. Like you see the initial fear in her eyes, and then everything just glosses back over, and she goes about her day again. The people in the cafe first immediately take notice of like, oh my god, somebody just screamed, and then again about the same time where her face kind of goes back to neutral. Everybody else just goes back to their discussions, drinking their coffee, their laptops, everything, just like nothing happened.
Chloe, are you okay? What happened?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. What do you mean?
Didn't you just scream?
No, that's silly. Why would I do that?
And then I like get close to her and I like do this and like the whole thing. See if
Oh
she's
my god,
okay.
Lena, I am fine. It's okay. I don't. What's like what?
I look around and I'm just like, just stay here. And then I'll go back outside to see what the heck is going on.
Okay. As you guys are all almost about the same time making your way back around the alley where the trash dump is, all of you guys get that sun glare spots with the neon colors, and then things go black, and we return to our initial scene of the puzzle, where the spotlights happen. And now, when you see the body, those lights are flashing everywhere, and you guys are around in a big circle at this point, around this body. You've gathered around this body, and when things kind of finally clear up and the sun flares go away, it's a woman. She is dressed relatively well. She has a nice suit kind of pant thing going on, but with a leather jacket instead. Her hair is platinum blonde. Her eyes are closed, but as the neon lights clear from your visions, her mouth slightly opens, and from it emits this strange mist that takes the form of a white rabbit. And underneath, almost like somebody's writing it with a pen, but it's all smoke. It says, "Who killed me?" And there's a question mark, and then it all fades. And now there's this woman, a dead woman, in front of you.
Do we remember this vision when it fades?
Oh yeah, no, this is not a vision. This happens.
Oh, okay.
This is what happens. That whole, you guys went through the sequence. I didn't want to repeat myself, but like you guys went through the sequence of, eat me, drink me, etc. That whole thing that happened in this moment. And then before we did that flashback, you guys now actually get to investigate the body.
So, Hezekiah will walk up and he will investigate from a medical perspective, try and figure out how she died, if she is certainly dead, how long she's been dead.
Okay. What is everybody else doing? while it's.
Gibbs pretty cool.
You guys all are looking across, and now you guys all see each other, and you recognize one another from various events that just happened.
Oh, fuck you guys.
I'm not the only one that just saw that, right? Like,
no, we just saw that. I'm gonna call it in. We got a body over here. I don't know where we are. Are we in the street still, or are we in the?
You're in the alley, right by the.
We're in the alley. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, then he'll kind of call that in that there's a body here.
Okay, so you called it in. Jack, are you doing anything? You're just right now in front of, 4 strangers around a body.
Yeah. Does anyone know what just happened here? I have to get to a karate yoga tai chi class.
That might have to wait.
Oh, do you really? Because it's kind of important.
We just all saw that, right? That weird fucking drink me, eat me, read me, who murdered me,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No, definitely saw that.
Okay, so
yeah.
let's talk about what the fuck that was. Let's address that.
Hey, Lena, you haven't been putting anything different in your coffee, have you? Like, I mean,
No, why-
I've.
Are you saying I killed her?
No. But like, just like we're having a little like fun. I'm not
This
adverse
is
to it.
not
I'm not adverse to the experience.
We had a call that there was some violence going on at your coffee shop, miss, and seems like someone's been murdered. So,
I
do
haven't.
you know anything about this? Do you know this woman?
I don't know this woman, right?
None of you guys recognize her.
No, I didn't even know there was any violence going on around here. I mean, this is a really nice neighborhood.
We just got a call this morning from the commissioner. I would have suspected you'd known something was going on at your own coffee shop.
Well, if I would have known anything, I would have probably called the police, or I would have been telling you right now.
Somebody must have.
Oh yeah, no. You think I was insinuating something about her and the body? No. Lena here is great.
No,
She would never. This is
I'm not
definitely
jumping to any.
no.
I'm not jumping
No.
to any conclusions, miss. I just want to get the facts straight. I mean, there's a body in your alley, in the fucking morning. I mean, this is a little strange when you say. And after all the shit we just saw, I don't think it's wrong for me to ask you what's going on in your own establishment.
Of course, officer, but
You're... Okay.
don't know what is going on.
All right, we'll go through a whole procedure and everything. Hey, you're a doc, right?
Yes.
You got any idea how she died before we got a? She's still
so-
alive. I mean,
Dr. Shaw's going through the
so-
checks.
Yeah. So we're gonna do our first roll of the session. This is gonna be an investigate. So the way that this works is gonna be that you're going to tell me what power tags you are going to use for this to be able to get a certain number of clues. And then you'll basically ask me those questions that you want for each of the clues that you get. So let's do that.
Okay. So I think I could use. Can I use more than one from one card?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can use as many power tags as you want. Literally, as long as they are, relevant.
So I'd say he'd use his anatomical knowledge and his medical kit to give a thorough assessment.
So those are 2,
Yeah.
right? Okay, 2. What else? Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Are any weakness tags going to apply?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. So you're going to do the 2d6 plus 2 for the roll, and then the result will tell us how many, what the result is essentially. So.
by the way,
it's gonna be a
Nick,
9.
we have a view decision for whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. What do I do for that?
So you ask the chat a question. So it could be like, what clue did they find, or what NPC did they run into, or some question.
Okay.
You can phrase it as generally or as specifically as you want to control a game.
Okay, got it. Okay, let me think on that after we do this investigate, and then we'll jump on to the viewer decision. So on a 9, that is a success. So basically, a 7 or above is a success. And in this case, it's going to be you spend your clues 1-1 to ask me questions on the subject of the investigation. Then you also can do one of the following. You can choose to be exposed to danger. You are either going to get fuzzy, incomplete clues, or whatever you're asking me, I can also ask one question to you. I'm not sure how that really applies right now, but yeah. So go ahead and you use 2 power tags, so you can ask me 2 questions about the investigation, and I have to give you a relatively straightforward answer with one of those other conditions, essentially.
Okay, so then I, first of all and foremost, as a doctor, how long are they dead, if dead?
Okay, great question. So here is what it looks like to you from the anatomical perspective of like how bodies decompose and all of this stuff. It looks as if she had just died. However, when you go to touch for a pulse, the body has been cold for quite some time already. So time of death is really difficult. However, you can continue to try to investigate, or potentially there could be an autopsy at a later point in time to give you more specific data around that. But that's as much as you can't really tell the time of death specifically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's okay. That's fine.
She looks
so then
fresh. I mean, as far as dead bodies are concerned, yeah.
Then my next question would be, what caused her death?
So initially, you haven't seen this too often, but with some of your other background that you've had, this appears to be an overdose.
Detective, perhaps we could have a quiet word.
Okay.
And he'll try and pull the detective aside a little bit, just lower his voice a little, hopefully enough to keep it from the rest. Just be like, this body, it looks freshly dead, but it seems to have been stored for a period of time. It looks very fresh, but the body is entirely cold.
Stored? You mean like in a freezer or a...
I would say that is a roughly accurate estimation.
Do you know how long she's been dead for?
I cannot say precisely, but certainly longer than the last few moments.
Hell, okay.
It would appear that someone has issued this woman some kind of overdose. I thought it best to bring it to your attention away from the others, considering the conversation they were just having.
Thanks, Doc. Yeah, overdose. You don't have any idea what kind of drug was used. Doesn't look like a junkie, does she?
It's difficult to tell. I checked her wrists and neck, and she seems not to have any pinpricks or obvious signs of regular use, but it looks like, the dilation of the eyes, the general state of the body, like some kind of overdose. I couldn't tell you precisely what drug without a full autopsy, but...
Yeah, of course. Fucking hell, so she probably got killed by someone.
I would almost say so. Regarding the image we all saw a moment ago as well.
Yeah, I mean,
who killed me?
That can't really be explained as such. So someone not only killed her with an overdose, but they stored her body and then they placed her here for some reason?
I'm not sure about the placing, but the killing and storing, in my professional opinion, you are correct.
Thanks, Doc. It's good to know. What was your name again?
Shaw. Dr. Hezekiah Shaw, and he'll offer a limp hand.
Yeah, he'll grab it. Gibbs. Russell Gibbs. Pleased to meet you. Okay, I'm gonna search her to see if she's got any like ID on her. If she's got like a, any way to ID her, a wallet, a purse.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna make you roll for this since it's literally just looking into her pockets. But when you kind of go through that, you do find an ID. The ID on her, it's a picture of her with the platinum blonde hair and all that. Looks exactly like her, and it says Diana Kinney.
Diana Kinney.
This wouldn't you wouldn't recognize this person, would he? Or
the name rings a bell if Gibbs says it out loud, but the physical appearance does not.
I think for the sake of exposition, he would say that out loud.
Okay.
Diana Kinney.
Like as he's reading it, yeah.
Yeah. It turns into everyone. Recognize her?
Not at all.
I feel like I've heard her name somewhere, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Not off the top of my head, no.
So if you guys want to continue investigating the area, I'm gonna actually say, Lena, you kind of take a step back momentarily, and you hear a crunch under your shoe. You turn around and there's a broken teacup.
Is it one of my teacups?
No, it looks like one of those really small English teacups with like the filigree of flowers and like all that. It's porcelain white, and the edge is trimmed in a gold edging.
I don't say anything, and I just look shocked at it. Like, what? I look up. Do I see anything?
Looking up, no, is just the street lights, the way that they have on the sides of buildings. But when you move your foot, you kind of disturb the teacup a little bit more, and a little bit of liquid is barely caressed at the bottom, and it almost looks like a glowing neon blue.
Is this it? And then she'll just kind of stutter and stumble over her words, because she's just shocked right now at the fact that there's a dead person behind her cafe. And then I just kind of point at it, and then if anybody's looking, I'd be pointing at the coffee cup.
Okay.
Teacup.
Is anybody paying attention to what Lena's doing?
Yeah, Jack is. So I walk over and I say, "Hey, you alright?"
I don't know if this is evidence, but it's not my coffee cup, and there's some weird blue liquid in it.
Okay. So, I don't want to be that guy, but I also ordered a bran muffin.
Are you serious right now? There's a dead person here. How could you even be thinking about
I paid
food?
for it, so, does it get taken off? Do I get my money back? Or...
Oh my god. And then Lena will go inside and get him a stupid bread thing.
Bran muffin, please. Bran muffin. Thank you.
Oh my god. Gibbs, your nearby police officers have set up a police tape line at this point to keep anybody from coming across to the alley. Obviously the side door to get to the cafe is still there, and Lena is using that, but a police officer is stationed at that entrance, or rather exit, so that customers don't start coming back in that direction. So you've got a decent perimeter. People are now showing up. The coroner is on their way to examine and do the standard police procedures of collecting the body so that it can be brought over. So you got all that going right now. Is anybody else going to do anything while the perimeter is being set up and all this is happening?
I mean, I think you would just ask. So, who screamed then? Someone screamed, and I don't see them around.
At
When
this
Lena
point,
gets back,
Alright.
maybe you can
Yeah.
ask.
At this point, Lena will come back and with Jack's brand muffin, she'll just like, kind of like, take your stupid muffin. I don't. I need to get back to work, but if there's any other way I could help out.
Oh no. We gotta shut this place down. You know, there's no one's working today. This whole place got to be locked down. I mean, this is an active investigation, young lady. We can't have people spilling coffee around here.
But it's my business.
Sweetheart, there's
You know
been a woman's just died. She's been murdered outside your rally. I'm not gonna have you making coffee right now.
She'll just kind of be a little bit speechless and doesn't know what to do because it's her livelihood.
He'll basically lock down the place and ask everyone to leave the shop.
Yeah. The police officers are already kind of taking your instruction at this point, and like, basically as calmly as they can, asking the customers to vacate the premises. Essentially, they kind of look to you, Lena, like they're apologetic because they understand that you're a small business owner, and like these guys, they're just trying to make it. They're doing their job. You're trying to do yours, etc. So they are being respectful. But they're definitely like, yeah, we gotta do this. So
Shut it down.
yeah, they're being very respectful about it, to say the very least. So as your customers are kind of cycling out, Chloe looks to you and she's like, so do you want me to stay, or
I think I do. Are you sure you don't remember screaming?
I don't. I honestly
You don't remember
just- I
seeing a
remember-
dead body behind the shop?
No. I mean, I just took the trash out and then I came back.
Oh, I mean, I guess just go home.
Okay,
Well,
I mean,
I'll figure it out.
Text me if you need me, or like, I don't know if like the police need to take my statement or something.
I don't know if I'm involved in this, but there's probably a system where people filter out of the
Yes.
cafe and they'll then
Yeah.
like take their details for later
Yeah.
in statements.
Yes. Yeah. So,
And yeah,
okay,
I'll
well,
probably
I
go in
guess-
front of the shop.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
filter
So
out,
Chloe's gonna head home, and she kind of like looks at you like, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, kind of thing. Like, why do you think I had this experience of some kind? But yeah, she cycles out with the last of the customers. After she's cleaned up. Obviously, she's made sure to clean up the bar area and all that. But she leaves, and the police officers put a line over the cross. They cross the police line thing just to make sure nobody tries to enter, that kind of deal. And that's pretty much it for her. She's gonna head home. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do? There's still a few more. Like, if you guys want to do more investigations, you can. If you guys want to talk to each other, or any of that, you're welcome to do so as well.
So Shaw will probably find Pamela before she leaves and dictate a report for the police coroners to her.
Okay. Yep. All right, that sounds good. Anybody else want to do?
I'd probably like ask, call someone up to see what we have on Diana, Kenny. Like place of work, address.
Okay. Well, yeah,
sort of,
the address that's listed on her ID is a small area in the not so great part of town. It's like an apartment. If you want, you can also do an investigate to see if there's anything else you can find on her persons that's maybe relevant to the investigation. But while you're calling it in, they're running her name and all that, obviously.
Yeah. So one of my things is like he can. His mythos is like the Oracle of Delphi, so he can like see shit sometimes when he touches things. So potentially use some of my my mythos. Again, I don't know how this all works, so like
No,
feel
you're
free
fine,
to tell
you're
me I'm
fine.
being an idiot. To either touch her body to see if I can understand anything that's gone on with her, and or any items that she has.
Yeah, so go ahead and do an investigate roll and tell me what kind of power tags you're going to use here.
Okay, let me get into the fence ground. So, let's see. I've got. Well, my power tags would be like a piece of the puzzle. So if I can touch an object, I can. Maybe there's something else. I have another object that's connected with it. And then I think that might be the only one. Oh, I've got one of my power tags is searching.
Yep. That's a good one. Let me open up your.
Yeah, I've got C memories. Maybe that's one that I could use as my power tag.
I mean, police badge.
Police
Totally,
badge.
because it's your police work. You could technically apply multitasker. Since this is the first time we're really doing this, guys, I'm gonna kind of not handhold but help a little bit. So when we're using power tags, literally anything that is even remotely applicable can pretty much be argued as a use. So definitely piece of the puzzle. C memories could potentially be a thing, though they're not alive, so we're not sure if that will work as well, but totally applicable. And definitely police badge. I would go as far as saying multitasker. So that would be 4 power tags. Is there any weakness tags that you think apply? I'm asking just in case you want to apply them.
I mean, he is overworked, so he might be, tired.
Yeah, so 3. Okay. Yeah, so
three.
we're going to
So
do a 2d6 plus 3.
2d6 plus 3. Let's have that modifier in there. Pick up those 2, and that is a 10.
Awesome. So on 10, so we had 3 power tags, which means you get 3 clues. There's a 1-to-1. So you can ask me 3 questions, and you don't get any of the negative side effects since you rolled a 10.
Sweet. Ooh, shit. Thank you, little black dress. Thank you. Sorry, do you need me to do something?
Yeah, so you need to ask me, you get 3 questions, and they will be very clear answers since you rolled a 10.
Oh, I want to know where she, the doctor said that she was cold. I want to know what kind of cold place she was in, if it was like a freezer, if she looks preserved, or if it was just maybe she was underwater or...
So using the information that you got from the doctor, you actually, this is kind of where your mythos kind of starts to give you a different type of feeling. It wasn't that she was frozen. There was no actual physical form. It's almost like she was killed and then left in suspension and then brought to the scene. And the suspension is not clear, but you get a lot of the same colors and tones that you had previously experienced when you first discovered the scene with all the neon lights. It feels very, and this is for everybody who, when you had the neon lights going on, it felt very much like a storybook feeling where the colors around you were so bright, so vivid. And then when everything went away, it was almost like they melted, the melting effect where the walls start to go away and the color disappears and you're back into the reality. That was the feeling that you got. And when you touch her, this is that vision that you get, is it wasn't a physical freezer or any other type of normal experience. It was like a suspension of time.
Interesting. Okay.
2 more questions.
Yes. Could I ask something along the lines of, the... maybe that's too much. No, could I ask something along the lines of where the last place she was? Or maybe some locations that she's been to. She visited recently, perhaps.
Okay. Let's see. Last place she visited appears to have been her home. Like she felt comfortable and safe where she was. And the room, since you did get a 10 on this, the room that she's in appears to have some kind of alchemicals, like flasks, glass flasks, and some kind of chemistry going on.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And then I guess the last one I want to know is, was she afraid? How is she feeling?
It's a fantastic question. She was not afraid. She was ready to go. Like she was prepared, and yeah, she was prepared for her death.
Ready to die. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's very strange. So almost like she knew her execution was coming. Interesting.
While this is
Sorry, go ahead.
While this is all happening, I think I think he's trying to ask around, like through his phone. He's like texting people, seeing if he can find out anything about this Diana.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, definitely. You get some responses back of doesn't set, like, no idea. Somebody back at the office is looking through records to see if there's ever a mention. Do you digitally record things, or are you keeping it on paper?
At the office, definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely be digital.
Okay, cool. So that'll make it much easier for you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So after a matter of moments,
particular about that.
yeah. So after a matter of moments, you get a response back. There was a mention, like one mention. Literally, they searched, like keyword searched the files, so they let the computer process. And there was one mention of a Diana, but Diana Kinney, in this regard, does not look like the picture of the woman that you see. Like they show you a snapshot, like of it on the phone, and it looks like somebody else, like an older woman, not at all related in any way to this particular person in front of you.
Okay. But is it just the file that I get, is the name just Diana, or does it give me like the full name?
It's
Diana
just the
Kinney.
mention of her. Like it's like somebody it's not even a like profile picture. It's like somebody like took a snapshot while she was walking, kind of thing. It wasn't a
okay.
Like it doesn't look like you guys actually ever talked to that kind of person.
Okay. I mean, he'd go to Gibbs and be like, I know a lot of people, and I'm coming up with a blank on this Diana person. Do you know where she lived? Do you know about where she's from?
We've got an address. It's not in a nice part of town. She's got an apartment there. No, I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but we have all gone through that weird shit, so I guess you guys are in this as much as I am. Seems that
I mean, however I can help, I'm not. I don't have all the resources you do, but I know a lot of people, especially in the bad parts of town. So
really,
I mean,
what do you say your name was?
Shiyu. Park Shiyu. You might know my family.
I think I've heard of that name before.
Yeah, you definitely would know the Parks.
Yeah, Yep.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your family for backstory purposes?
Yeah, so the Park family is sort of an affluent family of, just like, if you think of like, they've got their hands in like business and politics and even like in entertainment and stuff like that. So they have their hands in like the social side of town. Very wealthy, very traditionalist, very much. The Park family isn't just like the immediate family. It's basically a big clan of relatives and of other people associated with the family. His particular immediate family is known for being his mom, who is the CEO of the Eugene Group, which is a fairly large corporation dealing with all sorts of trading. Is very well known. Her name's Park Chae-yu, and he is definitely known to be the black sheep of the family. He likes going out with friends. He's very unkempt compared to their very clean and proper manner.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack, real quick, when you hear him introduce himself as the name Park, when you hear Park, you recognize the name because they're parts of his family are definitely in the entertainment industry, and you've definitely, if not worked directly for them, have been on productions that have had them as backers or investors for movies that you've done stunt doubling in.
Okay, so yeah, I think at some point when he's free, Jack will sidle over to him and say, "Hi there, Jack Fantastic, celebrity stunt double. You may recognize me, you may know of me." And like hand him a card that just says Jack Fantastic with an exclamation mark, and then like his home address and telephone number and mobile number and everything.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you, but I'm Shiyu. You can just call me you. It's a lot easier. I don't.
As in, like,
I
hey,
don't. Yeah, just literally the letter U.
Okay.
So you. Yeah, he's like, I don't spend too much time with that part. One of my cousins is more in charge of sort of that. But yeah, it's nice to meet you. Do you come here often?
Yeah, I on the way to the gym or work. I currently do I do work for Jean-Claude Van Damme in his new film.
Oh,
that one.
yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've met him once.
So there's a scene in the shower. I play as Bart. There's another scene. I take a hit in the face, instead of him, because like you probably see the similarity, and he does look a little bit
sure.
like Jean-Claude Van Damme, a bit younger, of course.
Yeah, I can definitely see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get recognized.
Cool.
A lot,
Yeah. Cool. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I think you will hand him his business card, which says co-founder of the Dumpling Foundation. If you ever need anything, you can call me on that number.
Is it dumplings?
Sorry, what?
Do you make dumplings?
Oh, no. This is the Dumpling Foundation is it's a social services organization.
Right.
The name comes from sort of an old folklore tale about sort of it's just helping out those in need, and all that. Thought it would be a cool name. I mean, everywhere else they name their organizations after like saints and all that, and wanted to differentiate ourselves a little bit.
Well, if you ever need any help with that, I love charities. I'd be perfectly happy to help out with something.
Yeah, for sure. Send me your information, and when you're available, I'll pass it on to the right people. We always love to have recognizable people helping out. It's good for the city.
Maybe I can pass the card over to Mr. Van Damme. He says I can call him John, so I'll see if I can pass that card over to him.
Yeah, sure. Tell him you says hi.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And then I think after that, you'll turn like, okay. Nice guy. Nice. He'll think to himself, nice guy. He's really friendly. And
Just open this dead corpse in this way.
Yeah, the dead bodies just in
no,
the
no, 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 no.
center.
This isn't
Networking,
him
it's no problem.
This isn't really him being over it. It's that you're gonna find out you inherently trust most people, just about everyone. In fact,
Wonderful.
So,
Because Jack's now walking away, going.
But yeah, you will turn back to Gibbs and be like, yeah, I'll try. I mean, I've been to that area before, and I know some people that live, air quotation marks, live out there.
Okay.
I can put some feelers out, talk to some people, see if they know anyone or anything. I can't guarantee anything though, because the people I talk to, they don't always want to talk a lot. You know,
I don't know
and
exactly
they don't
what you're
always want to be found.
insinuating, Mr. Shiyu, but okay, I think it's worth asking around.
Look,
I think the next place.
You're a cop. You've had to deal with the less fortunate and the homeless. Like, they're not always the most forthcoming people. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'll put
okay.
some feelers out and see if we can find anything. It might take some time though.
I think the next place we need to check out is the apartment. I get the sense that she has some interesting equipment on her, and I also get the feeling that she knew that her death was coming. She was expecting it, and that she accepted it. Don't ask me why I know that.
That's awfully strange.
Is it?
Well, seeing as I've already kind of offered you my services, I mean, I'd be cool to go down there with you, see if there's anyone I know there. Maybe talk to the locals. They might be more willing to talk to me than they would be to talk to a cop.
You know what? After all that weird stuff we saw, I want all of you tagging along on this one. I don't really want you out of my sight.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got a class.
Aren't detectives supposed to do this thing? You really don't need me there.
Yeah, but at the same time, your friend Chloe, was it? She screamed in horror, and then seemed like everybody else didn't notice anything except for the 5 of us. So if we're the only 5 that knows what's going on, and we're the 5 that... It seems like there are some weird clues going on about donuts that I don't understand, but I think donuts must be related somehow, and coffee, and it happened at your cafe. So, as far as I'm concerned,
Yes.
you're as in this as the rest of us.
That doesn't mean I have to go with you.
I suppose it doesn't, but don't you want to find out what happened to this girl who died outside your cafe, miss? I mean, do you want to clear your name? Because as far as I'm concerned, we can write you right up now. We can take you down to the station, and we can ask you some questions. And that won't be the nice kind of questions, like what kind of fucking frappuccino do you do? They'll be the where did you kill her kind of questions.
Oh, so you're saying that I killed her now?
No, I'm not. I will ask you that question down
So
at
you're
the station.
threatening me with
Yeah.
what you just
Yes,
said?
sweetheart, I'm threatening you. I want you to come along, okay? I want you to help me out. I
Because
don't trust
I
a
don't
lot of
wanna
the
go
cops in
with
this
you.
place.
To investigate?
fucking-
That's...
All right. Then you stay here, and you know what? We'll come back in a couple of hours, and you know what, Bobby? Yeah, we
Yeah. What's up, boss?
Bobby, we got a broad here. I want to take you in for questioning down the station.
Hostile
Acting
witness?
real suspicious. Possible
Okay.
witness. And then I off, and I'm like, you sure you don't want to come with us?
I closed my coffee shop for you. Why do I need to go and investigate this?
Listen, sweetie, you can see some weird shit that we've all seen. I don't know why you can see it, but there's clearly something weird going on with some mist, with this girl who died, and I think you might be involved in it. Not in a bad way, but I think that if we're gonna find out who killed her, we're gonna need your help. I'll open up your cafe. You can send your friend Chloe in.
I don't mean to
Come on,
interrupt,
Lena.
officer. But wouldn't it be awfully easier if you did just take this coffee shop owner in? I mean, no one's bringing the body back. She's dead, and you still get paid either way.
He looks at the doc and he's like, I guess you're right, Doc, but I think she might be more useful to us if she comes along. Plays nicely.
You are interested in the truth.
It's the only thing
Very
I'm
interesting.
And hey, a lot of the cops around here in the city, I don't trust them. So I don't mind working with some other people. You all seem like you're okay. Even you, gym class boy. What was your name?
Oh, me? Jack Fantastic. There's a card.
He doesn't take it, but he nods. All right, Mr. Fantastic. Let's see ourselves to get down this apartment. Lena, was it?
Yes.
Cool. Call up your friend. She can open back up in the afternoon, okay?
She just nods. She like text Chloe.
Okay.
Meta, are there any news reporters, TV crews around?
When you turn one of the corners, so there's like Lena's coffee shop is on the corner of two streets. So there's a alleyway entrance on the back side and there's one on the front side. You guys were in the front side where the body is. The back side entrance is another place that the police have closed off, and there's a bunch of reporters over there because the cops have constantly been trying to push them away from the front of the building.
Okay.
So they're trying to like get any other perspective that they can, essentially.
Yeah. I'd like to just slip into their shot basically as subtly as possible.
Yeah,
The
subtly,
opposite
okay.
of that, you is like flips up his hood and like turns his back to the reporters.
Yeah.
Just maybe
He is-
like adopt some kind of thoughtful pose, like you know.
Okay. He's basically doing the selfie game with the reporters.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So the reporters are definitely on the sides there. For you, Gibbs, it's pretty common and typical. At least the rest of the police nearby are handling it, keeping them away from the body. But inevitably, somebody will probably slip by at some point because that's what the police reporters or the reporters do all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the city. So, Dr. Shaw, you when Pam gets back to the office, she texts you and says that your one client canceled. So for the afternoon. So your schedule is open. Do you want me to do anything?
He will reply that she should clean up and perhaps file those papers.
Okay. Yeah, she says okay, and then there's like a smiley face. She emojis all the time, but you hate it, I'm sure. So
He doesn't reply
okay.
as soon as there's an emoji.
Yep. Yeah. So who's going with who? Are you guys all like? There's a police car. The apartment is not super close because it's not a great part of town. You guys have to go down closer to the docks. So what's the plan, friends?
Yeah, I'll take anyone in the car as many as it can fit. I guess it can fit 4 people, right? So someone in the middle.
Yeah.
You will go. She will go, since he offered already.
Yes, I would be very happy to help the police in their investigations.
One of the reporters actually goes up to Jack. Jack, are you helping the police in this investigation? And he like shoves the microphone in your face.
All right, Kale, let's get out of here. And he's like, pulling
Oh,
him into
detective, what can you tell us about this woman that was She's like trying to like go after you as you're just walking away with like the microphone, just like, well, that was Detective Russell Gibbs giving us lots of information about the investigation. She's like staring at her news crew like, I got nothing.
Dr. Shaw will automatically walk to the front seat passenger of the car, like, and just open the door as if to get in.
You will definitely do his best to go unnoticed. Get into the car.
If you have a hood over, it would probably make it easier, unless somebody said that you were there.
Yeah. No, he's got his hood up and over. Because definitely, if he does not have his hood on, he's very, very noticeable.
Right, with the hair and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably just avoid the cameras, like, facing me.
Oh yeah, they're definitely trying to get your attention, for sure, because they know that you're the owner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's going in the middle? Who's the smallest?
Probably.
You will volunteer though. Like he'll be like, no, I don't worry about it. I'll take the middle. I'm good.
So you're gonna be squished up against Jack's muscles.
I mean, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You isn't like he's lean. He's he's a little bit taller than average, but he's not overly muscled. Like he's very lean. So it's not like he's a big guy. So he's like, he won't. He fits there, but like as you said, shoved up against your muscles.
They're nice muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on your way over to this this place, and when you arrive, because you're in the police cruiser, you can already tell like the nearby people, the neighbors are totally not into it. Definitely not fans of cops in the area. Since this is near the docks, a lot of the more criminal activity has a tendency to happen in this area of the city, which you obviously know, Gibbs. So you're expecting this. Lena, you've probably not been down here before, or if you have, it's just been passing through in a vehicle. Shaw, you are definitely familiar with this area. And Jack, I don't know. What do you think about being in the more underworld type area of the city? I don't know if Jack would really get too involved there, but you tell me.
I think he's probably gone to a few B-list celebrity parties and like warehouses and stuff like that. Just
okay.
Totally
Living
not
on the
comfortable here, but
Yeah.
he has been in this area before.
Okay, fair enough. You probably have been here, not to your preference, but to help some of the people that you guys kind of focus on through the foundation. Some of the families specifically that this is a troubled area, and it's a bit disheartening probably for you, because this is one place that seems to have the worst luck of the city. And the police, because of how much activity of criminal organizations happen around here, it's really hard for them to keep it to a minimum, because there's just so much of it, and the police are just understaffed. So you guys will arrive at an apartment building that was listed for Diana Kinney, and it's a pretty disheveled looking building. Some of the bricks are basically broken on the side of the building here. The steps are made of cement, but parts of the steps have either oil spills or something else. You're maybe not sure if it's blood, but there's it's seen some shit, so to speak. The building's definitely been through its paces, as with the rest of the neighborhood. At this point in the day, it feels like so much time has passed for you guys, but it's only been a mere few hours since the morning. But it's just dark here. The atmosphere just feels dreary. The sounds that come from the areas is people banging on dumpsters in the alleyway, that are the homeless that are having their whatever drunken states, and there's just not a lot of happiness to be found here. And anybody who's very sensitive to the emotional states of others will kind of get that same kind of impulsive feelings. It's just a lot of hopelessness here.
It's a bit of a shithole, but we better take a look around. All right. Do I need a warrant to go into her place if she's died? Presumably, there's some procedure that I follow to call in, I'm going here, by the way.
Yeah, basically they would have given you permission to, like when you called it in and they went through the process of starting to file the paperwork for the case, it would have been, you would have been able to go in.
Okay, yeah. Then I go up to her apartment door, I guess. Is it like a block of sort of flats?
Yeah, there's like 6 stories, all stairs.
Okay.
She's on the 3rd. Her apartment's on the 3rd.
Then I take the group of us up there.
Cool. So you guys get to the place. The staircase that winds up is pretty narrow, so it's a tight fit. But you guys all make it up there, and again, the doors look pretty banged up. The walls are like half of the paint is missing off of it. There's chips and cracks everywhere. The floors are very creaky and don't feel all too stable, though if people live here, I guess it's safe enough. And so you get to the apartment. The door is locked.
I say, Jack's actually gone. Else he was gonna ask Jack with the muscles to bust it open. But I guess he'll try and give it a shove, and see if anything comes loose.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Just
think we need to. There's nothing.
In.
It's just a door, not a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't take too much effort. Again, because the wood is pretty much on the verge of being rotted through at this point. So you kind of kick towards it, and you can already feel like the hinges are like, as you put the pressure on that door, luckily the hinges keep it attached, but it definitely has like that moment where you're like, is that door coming off completely kind of thing. And you open it up, and inside there's no immediate lighting, so either it was turned off or the electricity's off or whatever. And inside the house, there's just one big room. It's like a studio apartment. So the only separate room really is the bathroom that you assume, because there's a door, and one closet that's by the entrance. And the rest of it, there's very minimal furniture. There's a small bed on one side, and then from what you saw before, there is glass flasks. It's basically like an entire chemistry table. There's no liquids left inside. However, there is tons of ingredients that were left strewn about on these tables.
Doc, you better take a look at that.
I can certainly have a look. I would believe this might be what could have caused things earlier, though. I mean, do we really need to investigate this? We find someone who's overdosed and then find a chemistry set at home?
Could be anything, Doc.
Didn't I overhear you say that she was ready to die? Suicide? Open,
Just
close?
a feeling. Just a feeling.
Okay.
Usually, though, I got the sense that she was really, accepting of it, ready for it, and that also, after she was dead, she was suspended somewhere. I don't know. Something happened to her after she died. And think about this, Doc. If she fucking overdosed here, how did she get into the alley? And how was she stored in a cold place? Someone else was involved here. I couldn't see if there was anyone else there. I mean, yeah, she overdosed, but maybe someone made her.
Okay, well, you're the detective. I'll take your lead on this. I'll go and investigate. And
Nice.
I'd like to go and investigate using my medical kit and my organized mind to conduct my experiments to find out what is going on with this table.
All right, let's take a look. Okay. Okay. That's fine. So that's 2 power tags. 2d6 plus 2. Oh, nice roll. Holy moly. Holy moly. You're gonna get a, let's see. Okay, yeah, two clues. You can ask me 2 questions. Anybody else here can also investigate. You don't have to just have one person. We can, if you want, you can all pool questions. It's it's up to you how you want to do this, since everybody's now in this room. So, go ahead. If anybody else wants to add.
Yeah, I think, Doc, I think the most important thing we know is what was the drug that's been used here. Is it a mixture? Is it a street drug, or what's going on?
Yeah, so Hezekiah will be trying to work out the exact chemical formula. He won't be able to tell the officer like a street name, like anything like that, but he will be able to tell him the chemical compounds.
Okay. So from your understanding of chemistry, the gist of what you get is that it's a hallucinogen. However, you have never seen this particular grouping of compounds together, not even like in scientific theory. Has more parts of it is like hallucinogen, but there's things that nobody would have thought to put together.
Well, officer, this is most peculiar. Maybe cutting edge, prototype stuff. These compounds are organized like a hallucinogen, like something that would create pictures in your mind. But these groupings of atoms and cells, they are most peculiar. I wouldn't have been sure that they were scientifically possible.
And I mean, no offense, Doc, but you're like good at what you do, right?
I am the best doctor in this city.
All right, if I had a dime for every time like that. Also, Isreaver is giving Lena a wild magic surge, a D10,000, which you should be able to do. I believe it is die, /die 1d10,000. So rather than /roll, /die 1d10,000. Beautiful. 430.
Oh my.
I look it up.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's hear it.
So the next, sorry, the next question I'd probably ask is, can I tell? Is this an experiment? Is this a practiced thing? Maybe does this look like the woman herself was creating this hallucinogen?
Yeah, you got a really good roll. So, it appears that this was something that the woman was creating, and that's evidenced by the fact that there's no immediate consideration. There's no notes either, unfortunately. Like, there's usually a chemist would be writing down their chemical compositions and like trials and errors and stuff. There's none of that. But the organizational method of where like the way that things have like gone and been displayed essentially definitely indicates that they had some kind of a method to the madness. Essentially, there was an organizational process. She created it. From what you can tell, there's nobody else involved in the creation process.
Did I have a place of work for Diana?
Place of work, no.
Okay. So I don't know that she's like a chemist or something, right?
Either unemployed or unlisted. Yeah. So you actually get back some messages for the name search, Gibbs, and the only thing that you get that's very strange and off kilter from your previous information, and also contrary to what she said about the person that he was able to find information on, is that the woman that you're looking for is also known as Hopper.
Hopper?
Yeah. As in, like, it's listed as an alias and or nickname.
Okay. So I say, hey, just got some info on guys. Apparently Diana Kenny is known by her friends or just on the street as Hopper.
Sean.
Remember that? Good.
You know this name. I'm just trying to let you guys kind of have that interaction.
So Shaw will just stiffen a little bit.
You know that name?
I think I've heard it around.
Okay.
I work in this part of the city. You see, my practice is just around the corner.
Right. Okay. Well, you guys remember when we saw that, when all that shit happened with the body, and she like breathed out that mist, and it looked like a white rabbit, and she goes by Hopper. Isn't that a bit odd? Like a bunny hop? Is that
Yeah,
is that too far?
I would
It sounds like a stretch, but I mean,
I would say in science at least there is no such thing as a coincidence.
okay. Doc, do you think this hallucinogen was enough to kill her, like here, or would she have tripped for a while?
I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is that she is used to making this. There's no fermentation chamber, no notes. This certainly looks like something she has made before. If she did create a more powerful dose or intend to overdose, she almost certainly did it on purpose.
So, okay. So this wasn't the first time. She could have been an addict then, maybe. This possibly could be an overdose that could kill her.
It's possible, yes.
Okay.
You said there was a blue liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the thing? Okay.
In the teacup, yep.
Can I search for any of those teacups in here?
Yeah, definitely. You can do an investigate roll on that one as well. Shaw, real quick, do you want to disclose any information that you know about Hopper, or do you want to keep that to yourself at the moment?
Hopper would like to keep that in to himself and dissemble as much as possible.
Okay.
Jack's got on board, so he's going to look and see if there's any piles of books or papers that he can just flick through. Are there any magazines?
Nope.
Any
There's some
books?
storybooks.
Yeah, I'll go over and just kind of flip through them. Maybe
Okay.
lean against the counter.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, this is unfortunately a not exciting room for you, apparently, Jack.
You is like, this part isn't really my specialty. Do you mind? Do I call you? Are you Detective Gibbs? Are you Officer Gibbs? Can I just call you Gibbs?
You can call me Gibbs.
Gibbs. Cool. Gibbs. I'm gonna go talk to some of the neighbors, see what they found out. I'll try to keep her death on the down low. I kind of have an angle I can work here on my end.
Yeah, go door knock and see if anyone knows that she was up to, if they've smelled any weird chemicals being cooked up around here, or maybe she's a dealer. I don't know. She could have junkies coming around to get this shit. If it's a new compound, like the doc says, then maybe it's a new drug on the streets.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, Lena, do you want to come with me, or do you want to stay here?
I think I might just stay here and look around a little bit more, but I'll catch up to you after.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Give me a yell if you need me. I'm sure
Well,
I'll hear
hey,
you. The walls here are pretty
you.
paper thin.
You shouldn't go about by yourself. I'll come with you. Make sure you're all right.
Well, I
It's dangerous to go alone. Take me.
Yep. Yeah. No. Sure. If you want to come, you know that smile you were giving the cameras.
Yeah.
A little bit. Tone that down just a little bit.
So
Just a
smile
little bit.
less.
Yeah. Just smile a little less. Not too much.
Okay.
Just enough to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah,
And
pretty
his-
boy.
his-
Yeah.
Charming smile goes down a little bit, just to kind of like a
There we go.
smug grin.
Just kind of a
people in
grin.
this
Yeah,
area
there you go.
are,
Yeah.
a little
There's-
rougher than you might
look.
look to.
Yeah. There's a lot of sadness here, and someone that's a little too happy tends to stick out.
Gotcha.
Cool. And I guess you will head out with Jack.
I flip the book closed. I'm like silly rabbit, and walk out with him.
Very nice. Good touch. So Lena, you're investigating, looking specifically for the blue liquid. You're specifically investigating. This is an investigate roll, so go ahead and you can ask me 2 questions. And you've got a 10 on your roll, so I can give you 2 straight answers.
Okay. So I was originally looking for the cups, or the teacups.
Yeah, that's right.
Do I see any of those around?
No. They are not. There's actually like outside of the chemistry glasses and flasks that are there. There's no other, like nothing. Not even plates. No cups. Nothing.
And does the blue liquid smell weird? I'm not gonna like. It's like a. What do you call it?
Wait, are you talking about from the alley?
No. Did you say there was the blue liquid in the chemistry set?
No, there was nothing apparent inside of the chemistry set. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably search anywhere with like little jars of blue liquid or something, where they might
so
be
you're gonna
contained.
look for the blue liquid.
Yeah.
So if it's anywhere there. Yeah. So you don't find anything for as far as the chemicals or anything like that. There's, she assumably got water from the faucet if she needed a drink of something, but even the fridge is empty. There's nothing in this place. It's pretty obvious to you that she doesn't actually live here. This was being used for something else.
Okay. Noted. Yeah, I'd probably relay the information.
Okay.
To the...
I know Will's gone. We're gonna continue. The show must go on kind of deal. So let's swing up to you and Jack, who are kind of canvassing the neighborhood right
now. You will go over to the next door neighbor.
Like the immediate one on the same floor.
Yeah, same level. Go next door neighbor, and he'll give a light knock on the door.
It takes like 10-15 seconds, so you can hear somebody like going across the floor to get to the door. And the door creaks open slightly, the chain's still on the back of it, and they peer through. Who are you?
Hey, the name's Shiyu. I'm with the Dumpling Foundation. You may have heard of us. We do social work. But I was just wondering, it seems like Diana's out next door. We've had some concerns. We're working on helping her out a bit. I just wanted to maybe ask some questions, see if you knew anything about her. We've got some people who are concerned about her, concerned for her. They haven't seen her for a while, and
I don't know any Diana. If you'd like, you can try to do a convince roll.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna try to do a convince. So I think he'll definitely use charming on this.
Okay.
I don't know if the beautiful tag would work for this one. Is this someone who would be swayed by that?
Probably not.
Probably not. As a social worker, he's very good with like empathy. Would he be able to use that to his advantage here?
Okay.
So it'd just be like, want to help out, that sort of thing.
Can I
think
assist
that's
in this?
Well, what about truly wants to be good?
But yeah, truly wants, like, he genuinely wants to help out. That's true. I'll use it. I'll use it if that's,
I want you guys to like really go all out here. So like you've got quite a bit of options on, like just looking at your sheet. So like almost all of your expression theme book is applicable here except for one, right? So like not the weakness tag, but I'm talking about power tags. So like you have a control over your emotions right now. You're not suspicious in any way, so inconspicuous is probably also applicable. So I want to encourage you guys to really open up to your other power tags. And again, it'll get easier as you go along. So yeah, I would definitely say, man, I would even say determined in this case from your other theme book. Wants to do good, charming, empathy, definitely. Contacts in every neighborhood. Totally applicable here. And again, the list goes on, right? It's like, it depends on what you want to do. I would also give you a weakness tag here. Do you want to
I would
propose
easily fooled for sure. Easily fooled was definitely gonna be in there. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So let's do a 4 power tag, including the weakness removal. You're also I am gonna give you a negative story tag here, which is that people here are distrusting. So you're just gonna get another minus. So it's a roll of 3 to your convinced roll. So 2d6 plus 3.
That is an 8.
Yep, that's still a success. Yeah, on a 7 to 9, the target gives in a little bit, but they're going to continue to protect their own agenda. So that's what that's what you're going to get from there. So I'm going to let you pick a status of this person that you're going to apply to them. So the way that this works, guys, and I apologize if I'm explaining a little bit too much, but I'm trying to help you guys kind of get a feel for the game. So when you convince somebody, you apply a status to that person so that you can have an open dialogue. So when you successfully convince someone, you're able to apply, it says here on hit, you choose a relevant status with tier to equal to your power. You use 3 power, so you can put a tier 3 status on this person. So maybe they trust you, or another way to describe this new relationship that's formed. The only difference is they're still going to protect their own agenda, but they're willing to give in a little bit to your questions. So look, tell me what kind of status you think is appropriate for this person.
I think that talking about, being concerned about her well-being makes them be like, okay, I want to, like, I'm also a little, because he like, you works very much on like empathy and like, helping other people feel empathetic towards other people as well. So I think he sort of opens them up to be like, okay, you know what, like, I'm a little concerned as well, something like that.
Okay. What do you want to call that? It's a tier 3 status. So we're gonna like the same way that you would describe a power tag, but the status is for this person.
Yeah. God, I mean, I don't know if empathic would be the word. Feelings. Feelings.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep it simple and just be like open to discussion maybe? Or whatever, that kind of thing.
Sympathetic. There we go. That's the word. Words are difficult, friends.
Here to help. Stand by the door.
It's tough at first. I swear it gets a lot easier. It does get easier. But yeah, so okay, cool. So yeah, this person, you do your spiel kind of bits, and they do recognize the Dumpling Foundation name. They just weren't really leading into it, and so they're like, all right. And then he closes the door, and you're like, oh crap, But then you hear the chain go off the door, and they open. And do you want to come inside? I don't have much, but
yeah. No, it's don't worry, I don't need anything. By the way, this is my friend Jack. He's working with me on this. Yep. You may recognize me. You might know him. He does the stunts for that for Jean-Claude Van Damme. The famous martial artist. Does his movies.
I mean, I've heard of him, but I don't have a TV, so don't really get to watch much. My name's Jeremy, so yeah, come on in.
Nice.
You want some water or something?
I'm good, Jack.
No.
All right. Yeah, I just had just a couple questions. It seems like it's been a couple days since It's been a little while since anyone's seen Diana. When was the last time you saw her?
Like I said, I mean, we don't really know her as Diana. We always just called her Hopper, but I don't know.
That was a name she went by. Do you know where she got that name? Is it like a nickname, like a cool moniker? Like, does she hop a lot?
No, not exactly like that. You know, we don't get a lot of entertainment around here, so she supplied, you know, some of the stuff for the kids, the younger kids, and you know, the strung out junkies, I guess. But
ooh. Yeah. Do you remember the last time you might have seen her or heard her over in her place?
I mean, she was relatively quiet. Nobody ever really bothered her since she was always working there. But I rarely got to see her. I don't leave too often. I got to take care of my mom. And
Yeah.
he like kind of motions to the back where there's a bedroom.
Meta, can I ask? Can I tell if this guy's high?
Could you tell? I think you could. Let me
I was
look
thinking
at you.
about the bliss thing.
Yeah. You know, I think because of one of your power tags, I'm not gonna make you roll it. It's just because it's like part of your inherent nature. I think you could tell. He is not high.
Okay.
He's definitely from his emotional state right now, he's definitely in a feeling of distress.
Oh, would it be possible to amplify that?
Sure. You're gonna that's a that.
Maybe.
I mean, are you trying to use that to your advantage somehow?
Yeah. Well, if he's in distress and upset about possibly his friend dying, he's more likely to tell us stuff. So.
Okay. You're
push
gonna.
that further.
This is gonna be our first change the game roll.
Okay.
So changing the game is when you use your ability to give yourself or your allies an advantage. So what this is another roll, a 2d6 plus your power. So select the powers that you're going to use.
Okay.
And then when you get a hit, we'll go through that process once you roll. So tell me kind of what you're thinking right now.
I think that would probably be amplify emotions.
Okay.
And I don't really think anything else particularly works there, does it? Possibly quick study. Like if I didn't have a chance.
Maybe
Really
tenacious.
Tenacious.
Mm-hmm. Do you think so? I mean, it's up to you. I'm trying to help with suggestions, but it's ultimately comes down to you guys how you want to do this.
I'd say tenacious probably wouldn't work there, like just because I haven't really spoken to the guy or anything. So, is that a 2d6 plus 1?
Yep, 2d6 plus 1.
Start off with the worst roll.
Also, Lena's wild magic was that she can be injured but never killed by any female creature.
That's her wild magic surge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me write that down.
I do have a question. I got someone did something for me earlier. I don't know exactly what it was.
Let me go check. I didn't think I saw a wild magic come through, but I might have missed something.
No, it was a bits thing, and it said for sheepdog. I don't know the rules, so.
It's all good. Let me go check.
It can't
I
be
thought that might have
killed
just been a...
by a female creature. Is that what it was?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was just a cheer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you failed that roll. You got a 4. Not great. It's okay though. There's still time. Okay. So on a change the game, you're gonna fail to give yourself an advantage. In this case, Basically, I can make a. Oh wait, in this case, no, it doesn't say. Nothing happens. But just because it's funsies, I'm gonna use my crit to do a hard move against you. And so this person is like watching you kind of like eye them, and you're like, maybe you're distracted, and I don't know, you can tell me narratively what you're trying to do, how it looks when you're trying to do this, and then he will respond in kind. So what exactly does Jack do for this?
Jack kind of moves from like the crossed arms position, you know, kind of showing off the muscles, to like a more kind of pensive, like it's like leaning slowly closer and closer forwards, just like looking and like trying that kind of, you know the like action movie Smolder kind of thing, where it's like, yeah. So he's just doing that, like kind of moving closer and closer, trying to,
so Jeremy is like talking to you, and then looks at you, Jack, and is like, what's his deal? Do I like he's like completely lost attention on your conversation about Diana, and is now fully focused on Jack. And that's the hard move, is like you've derailed the investigation, essentially.
Also, Meta, you have a wild magic search to give out to a random player from Israel.
Ooh. Oh, fantastic. Let's
I'm watching you, Isreaver.
I guess I'll roll. What's the Fantasy Grounds thing to roll?
/ die. We'll do it, yeah.
Oh, right. And then 1, 5. Okay, 2. And we're gonna go in sequence, so 1, 2. That would be to you, Will.
Aha!
Wild magic search for you.
Alright, maybe think here. And Ken, oh hey, Anna, oh hey, Scrat, you both get a wild magic surge.
Oh, here we go. Here it goes.
And there we go. The train is beginning. So Anna,
The train
and
has
Scrat,
begun.
okay. All right, let me bump up the table. I got a 3,611, and I rolled tomorrow. I meet someone who I know to be dead. How cool is that?
Ooh.
Scrat. What have you done?
I just nearly, I didn't actually roll the die. I just put /die. I nearly died. I thought I'd done it. I was like, oh no!
I thought you got a 10,000.
No. So did I.
Okay, so Anna, what did you?
Whoa.
I got 2259.
2259. Anna, your principal weapon is older than the entire universe.
Wait, repeat that?
Your principal weapon is older than the entire universe.
Oh.
Actually, that kind of fits.
Yeah,
Kinda cool.
it does.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, kid.
Alright, and Scrat, what did you roll?
That would be 122.
Ooh, that's low.
Soup's low.
122. After each spell, your head turns 360 degrees at the neck, unharmed. After each spell, your head rotates like an owl, but 160 degrees, completely unharmed.
Would that be like when I use my Mythos power, or?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... okay.
That could kind of work, actually.
I'm gonna think through this.
Old people are weird.
Weird guy.
Head rotation.
Is that normal there, Dr. Shaw?
I crossed my DNA with an owl.
Interesting.
Your mythos must just now be an owl.
Mythos owl.
What are your powers? Well, I can turn my head 360 degrees without hurting myself.
Really good at catching mice.
Work well at night. I'm pretty quiet.
Okay, I wrote these down. I'm gonna have to consider story implementation as we go through. And I totally forgot to do viewer choice because I'm a butt. Okay, viewer choice. I don't know. Do I have to give them options or do I just ask a question?
You ask the question, they provide the options and vote.
Okay, what does Jeremy do to Jack?
What does Jeremy do to Jack? Some suggestions underneath that line in Jack, my friends.
Ask
So,
for an
right-
autograph.
So are we heading back into our scene, or are we gonna
Yeah.
wait for that viewer?
Well, let's actually wait for that. I'm gonna swing over back to Gibbs and Shaw, and Lena, who are still in the other apartment room. What's happening exactly here right now in this room? You guys have seen the chemistry set. Is anybody else going to investigate the rest of the apartment or any of the other belongings that she has here? Though minimal, but still here.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a look around. If
Okay.
those books as well, I'm looking for anything to do with rabbits, because I got a hunch.
Okay. Cool. So investigate, my friend.
Alright, I shall investigate using my power tag, No Stone Left Unturned, because I am thorough.
I like
I am
that.
also using my power tag Searching, because I am searching. I will use my Piece of the Puzzle, because I may find something that is a piece of a puzzle. And let's see, Police Badge, I guess, because this is like my police work. And this is
Okay.
what I'm good at. So that's my 4.
Okay. You want to apply any weaknesses?
I mean, I did overworked before. Maybe he still feels overworked. So we can
Okay.
apply that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, guys. Each time that you do invoke weakness, you mark attention to the theme book that it belongs to. And remember, marking attention is how you level up essentially in this game. So, okay. So we're gonna do that. So it's a 4 - 1, which is a 3. So 2d6 plus 3 will be your roll.
3. Let's get back into fancy grounds. Pick up those 2d6. Oh, add 3 to this. So 10.
Okay, 10. Nice. Okay, on a 10 for a investigate with a power roll of 3, you get to ask me 3 questions, and you don't get any of the side effects from that.
Okay. And I'm looking around just for general stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can ask me literally 3 questions. I have to answer them truthfully and give you a straight lead.
Okay. Do I find anything that looks out of place around here?
So the environment that you're in is, while there is a bed, it doesn't appear that, aside from just sleeping in there, it definitely seems more like all she did was work in here, and like the sleep was interim or whatever. Maybe it was just one place for her to kind of relax for a few while she was working. The thing that feels out of place, and not so much looks out of place, but feels out of place for you, is that there are no personal belongings, with the exception of a single matchbook that is sitting that got folded into the blankets of the bed. And
okay.
when you pick up the matchbook,
Totally.
on it you see a club that looks familiar. It's called Wonderland. And when you flip the matchbook open, behind a few of the matches that are still left inside, there is a symbol of an hourglass.
Okay. Symbol of an hourglass. Interesting. Okay.
So you got 2 more questions.
Okay, yeah.
A follow-up question is a valid question.
Yeah. Do I know this club Wonderland by memory or by reputation?
By reputation, you know Wonderland to be a place like very much drugs for sure. There's definitely it's a massive club. It's a well-known club. As far as drugs go, it's not like a place where people just go to have drugs, but you know that there are definitely dealings that happen there in the guise of the dance club, between people or whatever. That's not going to count as a question against your total, because you would have known that as a detective.
Okay. Is there evidence of drug use or drug dealing? I'm talking like big wad of cash underneath the beds, like, oh, she's probably been dealing, or needles around, or burnt spoons.
There is no signs of drug abuse and or dealing at all. No money, no needles, no other way to consume said drug via the standard methods.
Okay. And then the last question. Are there signs of anyone else having been... Sorry, go ahead, Scram.
No, I was just wondering if Hezekiah can remember why he knows the name. I'm trying to think what ties him to it. What sort of capacity, at least? Is he like a delivery person or someone?
I can tell you, and then you guys would just consider that knowledge to not be shared yet. If you want me to do that out loud.
Yeah, can do. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to do that now or after Will's?
After Will's thing, that's fine. Yeah.
I think my last question is: are there signs of there being anyone else having been in the apartment recently?
With your investigation, you know for a fact there has not been anybody else in here. Like, it's very clear based on your other capabilities that nobody else has ever been in here.
Okay. All right. No sign of drug. No sign of anyone else. Only thing she has is a matchbook.
Yeah, the reference to rabbits, by the way, which you would have taken notice when Jack kind of dropped the book, was that it was an Alice in Wonderland book.
Yeah, of course it was.
And that's why he said rabbits.
Yep. I mean, I will flick through the book if there's any particular page which has been well thumbed, or any notes inside that she's made.
Yeah, the book actually appears to be fairly pristine. It's definitely one of the older version copies, an earlier printing of the book of Alice in Wonderland. But it's not particularly worn or used.
Okay. I will secure it for evidence.
Okay. Perfect.
And then,
yeah. No, do you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I was just gonna say we can go to Scratch's question.
Okay, perfect. So Sean knows the name Hopper, because Hopper is the primary person that is gone to in the underworld for drugs. In the criminal side of things, the gangs have talked about Hopper openly. However, nobody's ever seen that person. They didn't even know it was a woman.
Officer, I'm not really sure how much more use I will be in here. I mean, I've looked at the chemistry set. Perhaps I too should go and ask the neighbors some questions. I can be persuasive.
I don't know, Doc. You're kind of weird. And I think Mr. Yu and Mr. Fantastic have that covered. You're more of a lab geek. You know the science shit.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
All right, so I went over the place, and Lena, Doc. So she hasn't got any personal belongings. She's got nothing around here. Looks like work was the only thing she ever did here. The only thing I've got is a matchbook for a club called Wonderland, which is, bit of a drug haven. I've heard of it, bit of trouble around there, and there's no sign of any drug use or dealing around here, and I can't see that anyone else has been around. So it looks
Alice?
like Alice in Wonderland. She's got the fucking Wonderland book here as well.
Then that would make sense because of that rabbit we saw.
Yeah, I'm sensing a motif here.
I wonder, did any of us feel the effects like in the children's book? I mean, it was a weird scenario. You ate the donut, didn't you? It said eat me. Did you grow larger?
No, I didn't get larger or smaller or anything, but I did see all that weird colors and shit. And when I when I touched her body and I sensed where she'd been, that place of suspension was like in a storybook. I can't explain why I get those visions, but I just do. And it was like she was in a storybook.
Yes.
You recognize the name Harper, right?
Yes, my surgery is from around the corner. Quite often we have to deal with patients who refer to her.
Okay. In what way?
Generally, they are victims of drug abuse.
So she's a dealer?
It's quite possible.
Hmm.
I mean, do
That's
I
odd.
have to like do deception or anything here, or to try and keep my like?
You can try to convince him, or we could just do a straight up take a risk that you're lying and that he could detect it. That might be more effective means of because you're not actually trying to convince him so much, but you're definitely like trying to deceive him in this way. So taking a risk would be applicable. Guys, PC combat here is very, very similar to the same. It's just a roll. There is no counter though. In this case, Will's character would just be deceived or not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, take a risk. Yeah, just tell me what you're gonna use.
Okay, so I'd probably definitely use my creep people out and my creep people out tag, and I'll probably actually use my mythos power of instilling creeping anxiety, and perhaps that'll do. But I think almost certainly disassociation is a weakness that could come into this.
Mm-hmm. So that's 2 power tags minus 1 weakness. Is that correct, or did I miss one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that's 1, right?
A 2d6 plus 2 minus 1. Yep. Yeah, 2d6 plus 1.
Did that count? That didn't count.
I didn't see it. Come up. There it goes. Ooh, rough. Okay.
Ooh. Snake eyes.
All right, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, so you see him like reacting to you, Gibbs, and you know he is lying. Like
Yeah,
he is
I'm used to
keeping
seeing
some
people lie.
shit up, like definitely. So in this case, I'm going to actually offer you a hard bargain, Dr. Shaw. So a hard bargain. There's a few things here that come with that. However, easiest, let me open up my notes so I can reference it correctly. Where is my hard bargain anyway? There is an actual thing for that, and I had a note, but it's not here. Alright, that's okay. Hard bargain. Basically, a hard bargain is that I give you a choice of one of bad things that happen. So 286. This was that thing I was gonna print out and forgot to. I knew I forgot.
Not always a way.
Alright. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, okay, you can do a few things here. You can either decide to let Gibbs like pry here, or alternatively, you can.
Logan says you've got it stuck to the right screen on a post-it note.
Oh shit, you're right.
Thanks, Luke.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so there's gonna be a couple things here. Here are your options. Either you can mark a fade or crack on one of your themes because you are letting your personal life theme essentially compete with your mythos here.
Mhm.
You can also, in this case, instead allow yourself to promote this deception at the cost of betraying another one of your fiends. So you would this is a fade and crack kind of scenario.
Mhm.
Or inversely, you can just allow Gibbs to question you.
I'd probably allow Gibbs to question me, I think.
Okay.
I mean, he's used to seeing lies. I'm clearly lying. I think
Yeah.
that'd play out.
Okay. Yep. That's totally fine. Yeah. So, exactly what I just said before, Gibbs, is that he's definitely lying and trying to deceive you.
Doc, I can tell you're lying to me. I don't like when people lie to me. So what are you holding back? How'd you know Harper? What did they say about her?
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, officer. She is a primary resource for the local gangs. She is, in fact, the dealer, rather, not just a dealer, the dealer.
Why weren't you telling me that straight away? What do you have to hide?
I think I have been most cooperative in helping you with your investigations. We all have our secrets, don't we?
We've all got our secrets, like, I might have an extra donut in the morning, but not I happen to know the primary drug dealer in the city working with all of the criminal gangs, Dr. Shaw. Now, if you run a practice, and it seems odd to me that you happen to know who this lady is. I mean, you're someone who has access to a lot of drugs.
Yes, but no, nothing like that. I patch up miscreants on the sly. For example, those that may have overdosed accidentally. Perhaps Hopper's associates.
Why do you do that?
Why don't we all? Money.
All right.
Now, this is a leap of faith for me. I've been honest with you in good faith. That won't fall against me now, will it?
He smiles. Yeah, we're friends, Doc. We're real good friends. And, I certainly wouldn't use that against you in any way. Just remember that I know.
I will do that, and that is most appreciated, officer.
As long as no
Alright.
one's getting hurt, then I don't see a reason to tell the commissioner. Of course, if someone does start getting hurt, or you start being less, forthwith with me, then maybe I'd have to turn something in. But that's just my job. Wouldn't be because I want to, of course. You understand, Doc?
Yes, I can tell you're very noble. It's
That's right.
refreshing.
It's fucking King Arthur's round table down there at the commissioner's office, let me tell you. All right, then. You're good.
All right. Okay. So apparently the viewer decision that we get to complete now is a sensual massage. And so Jack, you're doing your smoldering look, trying to get information, but instead of helping the situation, Jeremy looks to you and has this uncontrollable desire to grab your hand, and he starts massaging your hand and then working his way up your arm to getting up and going around behind you, and he starts to massage your shoulders and your back and your neck and then your head, and he's just really getting in there.
She was just like,
You're so You're so
You should try this. This man has magic fingers.
I'm just gonna. Do you mind if I go talk to your mom? Are you cool with that? I just want to check up, see how she's doing, see if I can help her.
Completely. He doesn't
Get
care.
the
He's like,
shoulders.
I'm just gonna
Get
do
the
that.
shoulders
I'm just
back
gonna
there.
do that.
Right back there. Get the shoulders.
You's just gonna go
Oh,
find the mom.
okay.
Oh. We put this sexy music on. Oh yes.
So good.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's so appropriate.
You go find the mom.
That's great. Yeah, so the as the sensual massage is happening, Jeremy's like gotten chocolates that he somehow found in the fridge, and he's like feeding them to you, and then going back to the massage. The mom, however, to make things more sad, is actually on life support.
Okay.
Yeah. And she cannot talk. She's got a thing in her mouth and all that, so.
I think you just be like, well, it is met your son. He's just talking to this unconscious woman because he's like, I ain't going back out there.
Oh God, right
I
there,
bet-
yeah.
Oh,
Brilliant.
he seems like a really good kid. And I mean, he's taking care of you, and I hope you're proud of him. He seems like a good kid, and I'm gonna see if I can help him out. And hopefully he can help me out a little bit too. God, how long is this gonna take?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So eventually, Jack, he's gotten to the point where now your back is just sore. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's enough. Thank you. That's,
Are you sure, Jack? Are you sure? It's just-
maybe one more chocolate.
Okay.
I think you will finally come out at this point. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
How long has your mom been like this?
Since the car accident about a year ago.
Man, I mean, do you know what it is? What have the doctor said?
No, they couldn't wake her up after the surgery. So I decided to bring her home instead of leaving her at the hospital. It would have cost too much money being at the hospital anyway, and barely can, afford. Afford is not the word I would use, but that's, I can barely keep her alive, I guess.
I mean, oh God. You're a good kid, Jeremy. Not a lot of people would have kept taking care of their parents like that. It's not easy.
She's all I got.
Yeah, I get that. Look, we're gonna keep, looking around. If there's anything and I think he'll bring out another business card. Like, if there's anything if you could get in touch with me, that would be great. If there's anything you need, feel free to get in touch with me or anyone at the foundation. We're here to help.
Thanks.
That's
I
our mission.
appreciate that.
Like, you
I guess.
keep your chin up, kid.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Jack. There's a little
Jeremy.
smirk to you.
If you ever need a job, Jack Fantastic, call me.
Hey, thanks.
This campaign is just going to be us going around handing out our business cards.
I will hand
One
out more
after
business
another.
cards than you.
Probably. I've only got a couple. And
Okay.
then he's like, that was interesting. Does that normally happen for you? Like,
You'd be surprised.
Cool. Okay. That's something good to know. Just next time, you mind giving me a few more minutes to work before you turn on the smolder? I need to be able to talk to them for a couple minutes at least.
I have to smolder. I have to stay in practice.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay, cool.
I mean, I met
Maybe
you
look
halfway
at-
with a smile, right?
Yeah.
So,
Maybe just look at their fridge for a couple minutes.
they have a fridge.
Yeah. But yeah, that, and if that ever happens again, like, maybe ask a few questions and different people open up to different stimuli, man.
Right.
Just-
I mean,
Yeah.
give me a massage and I open up like that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. Yep. Well, why don't we go see if we can find someone else who maybe knew her a little better.
Sure. Any ideas?
It seems like she didn't really talk to her neighbors, so maybe
like
out on
the
the street.
Building manager.
Maybe the
or...
landlord, yeah, there's that too. Why don't we check out the landlord first, and then
Okay.
and then maybe we'll check with some of the people who hang around outside.
And for future reference, if I get offered a massage, I say no.
I mean, just, you know what? If that's what they really want to do, I'm not gonna stop them.
And then we can interrogate them while they're distracted with my muscles.
Sure, interrogate. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
I like the way you think, you.
Different people need different things. Sometimes it's a good cry. Sometimes it's a good laugh. Sometimes they just need to give someone else a massage.
I should have bought my oils. That's
No, that might have been too much. But maybe use that to our advantage. Maybe it'll help
absolutely.
us out. Maybe, yep.
All right.
Yep.
The building manager.
You guys are gonna go find the building manager. What are the rest of the three of you guys doing? You're still in the apartment. Is there another plan of moving anywhere else, or are you guys looking for more while you're there?
It looks like we turned out most of the things that we were looking to find. I think the next location that Russell would want to go to would be this bar, this club rather, the Wonderland.
Okay.
And probably just get a team in here to sweep through any prints or people that we might have missed and any other bits that we have,
Okay.
we don't catch.
Gotcha. So you're gonna get the crime scene kind of process essentially, or the scene process rather, because it's not a crime scene necessarily. Okay, great. So you'll call that in. As you're leaving, everybody gets that kind of that feeling. Lena, this is familiar to you because it happened in the coffee shop. You get that tingling at the back of your neck where your hairs stand up there, and the flashes of lights come back to everybody, as well as Shiyu and Jack. As you guys are going to find the building owner, you get that moment as well, and at the same time. And this time, the flash that you get is very similar to what happened just before the previous scene faded away for you guys, with all the lights going everywhere and the melting. But the melting this time, you can see a figure across the way. It's almost like a dream, where the lights are kind of coming up on the sides of you. It's very similar to the way that the Aurora Borealis kind of has that shimmer, and it leads down this path as your eyes kind of all focus attentively into the scene, and the person that's standing there appears to be blowing smoke. and it's the same type of smoke, the way that it rises and moves, like you saw with the smoke that came from Diana's mouth before, and it just takes that shape again of the white rabbit, white smoke. And we're gonna cut it there for the episode.
Nice, very nice. That's awesome, man. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed tonight's game, and that was really cool playing City of Mist for the first time after having read up a lot about it and heard a lot about it elsewhere, and finally getting a chance to play with you guys was fucking awesome. My friends, that's where we're ending tonight's episode, the first episode of the Larkspur sequence here, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay. Be sure to check it out. Be sure to check out our sponsors, City of Mist. You can go over to their website and you can check out the book. You get free PDF when you buy the book as well. And they got a bunch of great deals on there all the time over at cityofmist.co. So go over there and check it out. And thank you again to our sponsors, Fantasy Grounds, dndice.co.uk, and Wayland Games. I'll drop the links again for you guys for all the sponsors. One of the best ways to support the channel is to support the sponsors, so go check them out. And if you enjoyed the City of Mist game tonight, then definitely check out City of Mist. It is a lot of fun. I have to say, the first time playing that game, I could go for another 3 hours. I was really surprised that it's been 3 hours. I was like, it's been about half an hour. We've just started investigating the scene, and then oh shit, that's time's up. So yeah, that's always the sign of an excellent game. My friends, if you enjoyed tonight's show, stick around. We've got another game coming your way. It is the Trials of Baal. It is our D&D 5e viewer games that you guys can jump in and play on. Starting up here in a little bit with Little Red Dot as our Dungeon Master, Chelsea, tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the show, hit the follow button and join us, of course, to catch all of this season on Encounter Roleplay. But let's go around the cast of the crew. A hand, of course, to all of the actors and players tonight. Let's start with Metamancer. Amazing job. What did you think about tonight's game? And, of course, where can we find you online?
Awesome. I'll start with the boring stuff, which is you guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter. Twitter is the Metamancer instead of just Metamancer. I do tons of roleplay on both my channel and several other channels, so just follow me on Twitter for the latest and greatest. So tonight's episode was really fun for me. I spent a ton of time planning out things, and I am so surprised everybody just went along with the first opening sequence. I was so like, I'm just ready for it to not go my way at all, and everybody did, and I thank you so much for doing it, because it made it really easy for me, and I appreciate that. And it was super fun because it really let us set the scene for the mystery, and I really like that our characters are not all the same. There's a lot of tension already building between people, which is going to be really fun. City of Mist is such a great setting for personal conflict. There's just so much opportunity for exploration, and I can't wait to dive into the individual backstories and how they intertwine with one another, because there's a lot of overlap that you guys don't know about yet. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think tonight's episode was a really great start and kickoff to it, and I think it's just going to get better. So thank you.
Absolutely. I'm really, really excited for next week already, so I can't wait to see where this goes. Thank you, Meta. Scraticus, same questions, my friend.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's my first time playing City of Mist as well, and like you say about the time flying, really? It's 9 o'clock already? Like, damn. So yeah, that was awesome. I didn't quite mean to reveal so much about Hezekiah today, but I suppose when you take a risk and then Snake Eyes, shit happens. Yeah, absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to playing this character a lot. Anyway, you guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter and everywhere else. It's Scraticus. Unfortunately, on Twitter it's Scraticus_, but let's not talk about the underscore because it gives me great pain. Yeah, come and check out my content, and we'll have tons of fun. Oh, and this weekend we are running an academy session for 12 hours, and Will be a DM in one of those sessions. So if you want to see Will over there on my channel,
I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know when I know.
Yeah, same. 100% the same here. I'm doing the session right after Will. I've not written mine yet either, so that's fine. There's no fires burning.
We'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons, and invariably we'll be having some amount of fun doing so. Hopefully a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Good stuff. Tommy, great job tonight. Love to see you rather. What do you think about tonight's game?
Oh man, I was super excited coming into this game, and I'm super excited for next week. Same thing. Like that flew by, and I'm excited to get to sort of know the system a little bit better, and the possibilities that it allows. And I'm loving the character interaction, especially the Jack and you interaction right now. It's gonna be real interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, I'm super excited to be playing this. And oh man, some hard subjects here. Some hard subjects for a good, kind-hearted boy. But yeah, on Twitter you can find me at Imperator Pengu. I think it's below me today. Yeah. I announce if I'm ever doing any streaming, usually Dungeons and Dragons related, although I will occasionally play video games as well. I am a member on the Undersiders podcast, a 5e D&D actual play podcast. That's at Undersiders Pod. If you follow us there, follow us for shenanigans, pretty much. Seems like that follows me wherever I go.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And I think the man who takes the line of the night, he lets me call him John. Chiefy, well, he says I can call him John. I loved it. What did you think about tonight's game, my friend?
I had so much fun. I was worried that Jack was going to be a bit too different from everyone else, and especially thank you, for going along with him so well, because that was a lot of fun, and I think we're gonna need some fan fiction about those two at some point. I am Sheepdog Gaming on YouTube. If you want to see me, Sheepdog42 on Twitter, and Daddy Sheepdo on Twitch, because I hate branding.
Huzzah! And last but not least, Anna.
Hello. I had a lot of fun. Every time I play a new game, like a completely different game, I'm always very nervous about it because my mind is like, oh, you gotta learn a new game, new rules. And then I'm like, no, it's gonna be fine, everything's fine. And I'm glad it did go fine for the most part, besides some tech issues. But I had a lot of fun. I'm excited for next week to see what happens and how our characters are gonna connect and all that fun stuff. So yeah, you guys are awesome to work with so far. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, you can find me on the No Reps places and things. At Cyborg Peeps on Twitch, I stream a lot of games, a lot of RPG games, and I'm also part of Wonder Quest. It's a 5e Dungeons and Dragons podcast. That's it, I think. Oh no, just kidding. I'm also part of WebDM on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central, so today, later on. And I do photos and stuff, so I'll post links.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you to the whole cast and crew of the Larkspur sequence for coming along today and making this game so fun and so enjoyable. A hand, once again, please chat for the cast, and of course, especially the Metaman, so that was awesome. And I'm super excited for next week. I've got like notes like going on to 2 pages now, and I'm just gonna spend the next week just reading through them. So yeah, cannot wait. Like I said, we're gonna head into the next game, the Trials of Baal here. So we'll say farewell to this cast and welcome in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, try not to throw too many net ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
All right then, everybody.